Alright guys, you should have already watched the first video on Northern/Eastern Europe, so you know what you need to study. This video is going to be a short video, hopefully, and we're going to label it Cheat Sheet Europe video. So I'm going to show you some tips on how to help you study, especially when you are studying a region that you may not know much about. So let's take a look. If you have been studying your maps, you probably know that this is Norway. Let's see if this was actually right. This is Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia. All right. Now, a lot of students mix up Norway, Sweden, and Finland because you notice they're kind of elongated, they're really close together. So a lot of students who aren't familiar with this area mess it up. So the reason why we called it this Cheat Sheet Europe is because I want you to start thinking, use your brain, start thinking of what are ways that I can memorize certain countries or the order in which those countries go. And a lot of times coming up with an acronym can sometimes help, where you take the first letter at the beginning of each word and create a sentence out of it. Now, you don't want to do that where all of a sudden we have 15 countries on our Northern/Eastern Europe map. You don't want to come up with some sort of 15-word title that's all jumbled together. But sometimes, if you can just take 4 countries and come up with a way of memorizing them, that helps. So when I tell my students, with these 3 plus Russia, I always tell them, not safe from Russia, because Russia, when being the Soviet Union, and even today with what happened in Ukraine a few years back, Russia, there's a lot of countries that are located near Russia that are not safe from Russia. So I like to tell my students, if you can memorize this, not safe from Russia, then you can memorize not Norway, safe, Sweden, from Finland, Russia. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, talk to me in conference. Another tip that can help you out. We're going to take a look at the Baltic Sisters. Now, if you look at your map, you'll know that this is the Baltic Sea. All right, this is a blank map. I have a blank map for a reason. This is the Baltic Sea. And we have 3 Baltic countries. The Baltic countries, because they border the Baltic Sea, are Estonia. Actually, let's go ahead and erase this part here. So we'll erase not safe from Russia. Let's go ahead and do blue this time. So Estonia, there's an E for Estonia. Latvia, so L and then an A right there for Latvia. And then Lithuania, L and then an I. Okay? So Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. These are the Baltic countries, the 3 Baltic countries. I like to refer to them as the Baltic Sisters. The Baltic Sisters of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. All right, sounds like someone might make up a name for their child and name them Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. So the 3 Baltic Sisters. So sometimes you can come up with that to help you. But I also want you to think about this. And this, again, this is where you start using your brain, start thinking about, okay, I never heard of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, but I do know that the Baltic Sisters here, E for Estonia, LA for Latvia, LI for Lithuania. Oh, they go in alphabetical order. So I can remember that the 3 Baltic Sisters are Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, but if I'm confused about, oh wait, which order do they go? They go in alphabetical order. E, then LA, then LI, alphabetical order. So that can help you out as well. And listen, when you're studying, you're going to see patterns or maybe the way that a country is shaped to do something. So you don't have to just wait for me, and you shouldn't be waiting for me to come and tell you, oh, hey, look at it this way or study it this way. Sometimes I'll give you tips, but a lot of times there may be a shape that reminds you of something that doesn't remind me of, okay? But if it works for you, then use it, okay? So, I'm sorry, I think if I worded that sentence right, a country may be shaped in a way that reminds you of something, but that same shape does not remind me of the same thing. Add a little better English there. Come up with ways that help you, okay? This was a cheat sheet, little cheat sheet for Europe to help you in memorizing some of the countries. but come up with your own ways. Start thinking of ways when you are dealing with a region of the world that you are not familiar with or a continent that you're not familiar with. Start thinking of, all right, what do these letters represent, or what does this shape of this country represent? So you start using your brain and start figuring out some ways to help you remember different countries, and that will go a long way to helping you on these map tests and helping you not just in passing the map test, but in remembering these countries after we're done learning about them. All right, guys, take care.